Good afternoon, I'm Jeff. I'm a Super Tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 2904 Southwest Hume Street here in Portland. We're located in the basement of the home. We have a 3-inch ABS toilet flange that it's going to be the point of access today. I'm going to insert the camera and check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. Currently, we'll have water running, and I'm going to zero out the camera counter right here at this point, and I'll refer to this spot as the point of access. And I will likely have the camera moving very quickly on the way out due to the point of access, but I will reel back slower. Here we go. And it transitions right here at, we'll call it a foot, it's just shy of that, from the point of access here to 4-inch cast iron pipe. It transitions here at 20 feet, actually, I'm sorry, 19 feet to, looks like from 4-inch cast iron to 6-inch concrete. And everything's looking good so far. Okay, here at 83 feet out, we have reached the terminus for the line. I'll do locates to attempt to find the camera head, see where it goes. Based on how the house is set up, it could go out to the rear of the property to something like an easement, or possibly go out the front. But I'll mention the location of it here in just a moment. I'm going to let the line drain out completely now. Everything, for the most part, obviously we're going to take a closer look on the way back, but the part of the line I'm concerned about is towards the very end here. There was some standing water for roughly like 10 feet or so, but everything prior to that was very clean. There was almost no debris whatsoever anywhere in the line up until that standing water. I don't know how long the house has been sitting vacant for, but generally and it's called a belly where you have standing water, generally when a belly is causing significant flow problems, you will see debris scattered throughout the whole line leading up to the belly because it's causing so much resistance to everything coming through that it just gets hung up there. So we'll take a close look at that belly here on the way back out, and also the rest of the line. Make sure there's nothing going on underneath the flow line that we couldn't see on the way out. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start reeling back. Pretty much all the water's drained out of it. There is a sump pump here in the basement that I just heard turn on, and I believe that that's tied into the sewer line here. So there's quite a bit of water that's leaking into the basement, so it may be difficult to get it all to drain out. But for the most part, it's drained completely. So this is the part of the line here that is my main concern. So the belly here that I refer to starts right here at pretty much 70 feet on the dot. What I'm trying to get an idea of is how much standing water we have here when it's all drained out. It's kind of tough to see down the line from this point here, but it looks like at its worst point, the water level is just over the top of the camera lens right now. And when it's right there at that point, and every time I pull back here quickly, the water sucks down below the camera. So what we're looking at here is about 1 inch of standing water at its worst point. So it's not a terribly large amount of standing water, and looks like there is some debris getting hung up in the line. Once again, I don't know how long the house has been vacant for. If it's been for many years, might not get a good idea of what the line looks like when it's actively being used. But stuff that doesn't drain out well would likely still be hung around here. So it looks like for the most part everything's draining out through the line just fine. There's always the chance that there's something within that standing water here that's causing, or I'm sorry, that we can't see. I don't see any obvious like root strands or anything like that, but the water and this bit of debris here is slightly obscuring the camera lens. But I don't run into anything there as far as roots or anything, so I don't think that's an issue. Ideally, I'd like to see the line drain out completely, so but I'm not going to necessarily recommend a repair here. It would be nice. I'll do locates to see where this is at and how deep it is. And if the current buyer is very concerned, you can do a rescope about a year after you move into the house, and then you can get a good baseline for if this is causing any debris to build up. But right now, based on how clean the sewer line is, it doesn't appear to be affecting flow all that much at all. But you do want to avoid things like paper towels, grease, flushable wipes, any type of wipe for that matter, eggshells, stuff that does not break down, you know shouldn't go down a sewer line. Those tend to get hung up in bellies much easier. So avoid that kind of stuff, and line should function just fine. But I will go locate and find out where this is at exactly. Alright, I did locate the camera head here, and I picked it up on the street side of the hedges. Line goes out to Southwest Hume Street, and just off to the side of the street, the concrete doesn't go all the way to the hedges. There's a little bit of dirt, about 1.5 feet of it, just before kind of dividing the hedge and the actual concrete street. And where the camera's at is right there in that little dirt strip, just about 1 foot from the actual street edge itself. So, and that belly, just based on what I've seen here and how much standing water is in the line, I do not recommend repairing that, as it does not appear to be affecting flow. Otherwise, we would see a lot of debris evidence throughout the line if it was causing issues. Not to mention, it is around 15 feet deep. So to do a repair on that as well, you have to go through the concrete. You're looking at many thousands of dollars to do a repair of that nature, and the cost benefit to it, there's just really none at all. We've got a little bit of standing water back here in this part of the concrete too, very insignificant. There's only about 1/16 to an 1/18 of an inch. That right there is the only bit of debris I found on the whole sewer line. Okay, we're just about to pull the camera out of the line. The cast iron and concrete portions of the line are both in good shape. We've got adequate flow to the main lateral. The sewer line is functioning properly at this time. I do want to make mention, though, concrete does have a lifespan. Right now, it doesn't look in too bad a shape, but it does wear out over time. So if you live here long enough, it might be 15 or 20 years, but at some point, concrete usually does need to be replaced. But right now, line is functioning. I'm going to go ahead and reel the camera all the way out.